Well, traffickers don't always put their victims into chains. They're not always going to be individuals who are going around pushing or putting handcuffs on the victims. Due to the nature of the force, fraud, and coercion, a lot of times these individuals have an internal fear, but they don't necessarily express it externally, and will oftentimes not talk to police or people who are caring about their well-being. So, one of the common myths is that human traffickers are going to come to them as a evil-looking monster, and that's not always the case. Sometimes they're charlatans. They come in as good intended people, or try to develop or coerce relationships with younger children. And after they do that, they then entice them out and give them an option of engaging either in commercial sex and sometimes labor trafficking. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of put aside some of the myths that are associated with what's in popular culture.
Oftentimes, other misconceptions that people have about human trafficking is that somebody will pull up in a van and kidnap you, you'll be tied up, you'll be locked in a room. And we find that oftentimes the most common traffickers are people closest to that individual. They are family members, their parents, their siblings, their aunts and uncles. And so it doesn't always happen where you are kidnapped or you're picked up in a van on the side of the street. It could happen, and we don't want to ever say it doesn't, but majority is traffickers are people that probably know the person pretty well. And so being vigilant about who your children are around, and again, being vigilant about teaching your kids what's an appropriate relationship, what's not appropriate for people to ask you to do, is incredibly important in today's world, even though we would like to think every kid could be safe in a place where they should feel safe.